Hi dear doctors, welcome to 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗺. The topic of discussion of today is necrotizing enterocolitis. Now, some books mention this topic of necrotizing enterocolitis in neonatology, but then technically if you see necrotizing enterocolitis is a topic that belongs to gastrointestinal tract. So let's quickly understand, let's quickly discuss about the NEC or necrotizing enterocolitis. So see, although this topic is a bigger one, but I always feel that concising the topics is important because ultimately your brain has got a limited retention power and it's important for us to retain these kind of topics for a bigger period of time. So now, by definition, if we go for necrotizing enterocolitis, it is the syndrome of intestinal necrosis. It is a syndrome of intestinal necrosis, okay, in the neonates who are mostly premature and associated with some different etiologies like ischemia, infections, immaturity, all these things. So necrotizing, and the word suggests necrosis. Enterocolitis means of enteron, of intestine. So it's a syndrome of intestinal necrosis in neonates, mostly premature, but it is associated with multiple factors like you have something which is called as ischemia, infection and immaturity. Now, typical presentation, see, of course, necrotizing enterocolitis have the neonates. So initially, whenever the child is just sitting, just doing nothing related to GIT, the child is going to be normal. So there will be a previously healthy child, but whenever you are going to feed them, so feeding premature infant, the child is going to develop what? It's going to have apnea. Okay, first of all, it's going to have apnea. Second is that the child will have poor feeding. Why there is poor feeding in this child? Because of course the intestine is necrosed. Okay, the intestine is necrosed, and the whatever feed you are going to give, it is going to go out. Okay, it is not going to get digested properly, it is not going to get absorbed properly. That's why there is abdominal distension, because of course the air is also going to go outside. There will be gastric residuals, okay, something which is coming outside of the stomach. There will be tenderness, of course, because there is necrosis. There will be rectal bleed also, and there are signs of sepsis as well. The pathognomic radiological finding is going to be pneumatosis intestinalis. Okay. Alright guys, so see here, this is the pneumatosis intestinalis. That means in the wall of the intestine you are going to see air. Okay, in the wall of intestine you are going to see what? You are going to see air. Okay, so can you see this? Yes, this one. So all of these things is actually nothing else but the air which has been filled in the lumen. Okay, so if this is the not in the lumen, actually in the wall, okay, pneumatosis intestinalis, that means air has been trapped inside the wall. Okay, so this is called as pneumatosis intestinalis. Okay, what are the other imaging findings and everything we'll discuss once we are done with the staging of NEC. So NEC, necrotizing enterocolitis, has got 3 stages, 1, 2 and 3. Of course, there are some subclassifications also, 3A, 3B and everything, but I just trying to teach you because you must be aware of how to solve the MCQs, number 1, and you must be aware of how to write, that is important as per your level, as per MBBS level. So in stage 1, remember the stage 1 of NEC, if you see the systemic sign, there will be apnea, there will be bradycardia, okay, and there will be some temperature instability also. Okay, apnea means that there is no breathing, and B for bradycardia, and then you have got instability in temperature. So first of all, we have to remember, if the child is studying in first class, in first standard, the one thing the child should be aware of is A, B, C, D. So A for apnea, B for bradycardia, and of course 1. So 1 is similar to I, so instability. Okay. Now in this stage, you just suspect that there is NEC. Okay. So what you are going to see in this, there will be mild abdominal distension and occult blood in stools. Okay, so A for abdominal distension also, and if A is coming, I is coming, A, E, I, O, U, so you will, okay, leave it. B for what? B for blood. So simple. A for apnea, B for bradycardia. A for abdominal distension, B for blood in the stool. Whereas ileus is going to be normal or mild ileus. In stage 2, it is proven. Why it is proven? Because now you will have metabolical acidosis plus thrombocytopenia. Okay. So if you travel by car and you look in the front seats, so there is a right seat, left seat, that means there are two mats which are there in the car. So 2 is MAT. Now what is MAT? M for metabolical acidosis, T for thrombocytopenia. And now the stool blood which was occult has now become gross. So there will be a grossly bloody stool. There will be grossly bloody stool. There will be one more thing, it was a mild abdominal distension. Now it is going to be moderate abdominal distension. It is going to be what? Moderate abdominal distension, starting from A. Then A and B coming together. Absent bowel sounds. Okay, clear? Now 2 is important because it has got 2 is actually important. Like you have to remember it that pneumatosis intestinalis is having 2 words. Okay, pneumatosis intestinalis. So it is having 2 words. So because it is having 2 words, it is going to be there in what? It is going to be there in second. Okay. And portal vein gas. So what is going to happen? There will be the filling of, because the intestine is necrosed, there will be air which is going to leak out and air might enter into the portal vein. So there is portal vein gas. So pneumatosis intestinalis, 2 words, and starting from P is the portal vein gas. So you can remember it very easily. Coming on to stage 3. Now stage 3 is going to be metabolical acidosis. Of course, it is going to have, what else it is going to have? It will have DIC and shock. DIC as well as shock. So just remember, nowadays MDS doctors, MDS, MDS, BDS, MDS. Nowadays MDS doctors are also very advanced. Okay, or leave advancement, MDS, 3 things. Okay, stage 3. 1, 2 and 3, M, D and S. What is MDS? M for metabolic acidosis, D for DIC and S for shock. And every shock, I have told you that this is related to hypotension. Almost every shock is related to hypotension. Now why there is shock? Why there is condition like shock? Because there is a peritonitis which has happened. There is a peritonitis which has happened. Okay, rest features are actually same. Rest features are not changed. There is abdominal distension is going to be there. There will be erythema of the abdominal wall. All these things are going to be there. But now, why it is so? Because now there is peritonitis, and itis means inflammation, and inflammation is going to cause anything red. Red means erythema of the abdominal wall. And it is the last part where you will see, okay, THREE. So RE is coming, ER has to come. So perforation is going to perforation. So perforation is coming in the 3rd stage. So there will be perforation and the end result is going to be pneumoperitoneum. And of course, there will be persistence, pneumatosis intestinalis and portal vein gas. Everything is going to come below as well. So what you will see in imaging, if there is perforation, you can see pneumoperitoneum, you can see portal venous gas. Okay. What is the complication? This is important. See, complication is typhlitis. Now what is typhlitis? There is neutropenic enterocolitis. There is a neutropenia. What happens normally is whenever there is inflammation or something, the WBCs are going to increase in the count. But what happens in this case, there is a neutropenia which is there. That means the amount of ANC, the absolute neutrophil count is less than 500. And of course, there will be what? There will be fever, there will be pain, there will be diffuse cecal wall thickening, and everything is going to happen. Now, how will you treat this? Simple. First of all, whenever you see that there is something wrong with GIT, stop eating. So, nil per oral. Okay. Then you have to give NG decompression. That means you will insert the nasogastric tube. You will insert the tube from the nose coming to the stomach, and you will do decompression. Like whatever the excess amount of air and everything has been trapped, you'll just remove it. Then, of course, because the infection is suspected because of the perforation, so you will give antibiotics, you will give fluids because there is hypotension, okay, and you will start the patient on parenteral nutrition. Now surgery, of course, you'll resect the infected part. The affected part is going to get resected, and once you resect this affected part, you do the resection and then you create a stroma. Okay, whatever the part is affected, whatever the part is necrosed, you cut it out. Either you create a stroma or you are going to do what? You are going to do the anastomosis as well. So this is all the important part of the topic of your necrotizing enterocolitis. Okay, thank you so much for watching. God bless you.